don't laugh, okay? Okay, I used to draw a lot, but I just needed a quick sketch, okay? So don't laugh. This is what I look like 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗡𝗧 Rocky. But what's up, guys? It is 12:58 in the morning, September 2nd, and there's a lot to catch you up on, okay? So I'm gonna start with the book. No, the copy editor was the last thing. Hold on one second. I think the last thing that we kind of talked about was cover. Was it? No, it was copy editing and then hiring a cover artist. That was the last thing I talked about. So I went through all the copy edits and everything, and then I like rejected and accepted stuff that I approved of, and then I found a illustrator to do my cover, and I really liked the person I chose. Her name is 𝗪𝗓𝗡𝗧𝗪, and I really loved her illustration style. And then I also saw that she's a graphic designer, so that was like perfect for me because I needed someone who could also do the template design for my book. And I found her on Instagram. I really liked her illustration style because I wanted my cover to have a cartoon, because that's very common for a lot of fiction novels, especially for like the young adult, new adult genre. Hired her, I think, at the start of May, and we had set a date for the end of June, but life, you know, I wasn't really too big on having a super strict finish date. The whole like process of like getting everything started, that's a whole story in and of itself. She is a very busy young lady. So the end of June came and she needed more time. She was sick, so I ended up giving her some extra time, and she got me the cover back in the second week of August, I believe. So then after that, I wanted to get some book flap designs done, because she just designed the let me actually bring those up. She designed the main cover for me, and she literally, okay, I'm gonna show you guys the mood board that she asked me to make. Like, well, she didn't ask me to make one, but she asked if I had one. So I made a mood board for her so that she can kind of get an idea of what I wanted my cover to look like. So let me show y'all the details. Boom. Okay, more than you know mood board. Oh, y'all, don't laugh, okay? Okay, I used to draw a lot, but I just needed a quick sketch, okay? So don't laugh. This is what this is what I wanted my cover to look like. I wanted it to be a scene from the book where they're getting ready for a special event, and so I wanted the main character to be like touching her date, like touching his chest or his tie or something. And then I wanted another character who's a part of the book to be in the background, like with his date kind of like hanging off his arm, but she's not important, so like she just kind of cut off. But I wanted there to be a letter poking out of the purse. It's a very important part of the book. But yeah, so since the storyline deals with a love triangle, I wanted there to be two main characters in the foreground and the other guy in the background, you know what I mean? So yeah, I just kind of gave her some pointers. These are the different characters. So the guy in the back is Ryan, the girl in the front, Gabby, that's Daniel. At first I was like, you don't have to put my name somewhere. I said to put my name wherever it looks best ultimately. Yeah. But yeah, I gave her some test, like some inspiration photos, and then what the characters were going to be wearing, just details about what their skin tones looked like, complexion references, hair length references. Yeah, I have chocolate and people of color in my book. This is my inspiration for Ryan. He's Latino. Daniel and Gabby are African American. So yeah, this is the text that I was going to put on the back. These are just like the technical details, my author picture or whatever. These were the type of fonts that I told her I liked. We ended up using Futura right here, Futura. All right, now let me show y'all the covers. I have a very specific, let me show y'all what she gave me. They look wonderful. I have a lot of stuff in this freaking cover. Okay, so this is what the cover looks like. She hit the nail on the freaking head. Let me adjust the settings. When I saw this, when I tell you my mouth fell open, I was like, yeah, she put her foot in that. She put her foot in that. And I love the detail with the 3 hearts. It's just like, God is so crazy. It's so crazy how like my book is like a twist on love triangles, and there's 3 O's, and so she was able to put a heart-shaped center in 3 of the O's. So like a love triangle, 3 heart. Come on, man, the attention to detail was crazy, but she knocked it out the park. Okay, she got the letter hanging out, she got Ryan in the back, like just absolutely amazing. And then I loved this detail right here with the envelope and the 3 hearts again. She just did such a great job. And so something I needed from her also, but I just didn't want to stress it at that point, was I needed because these are the templates that my book has to be on when it gets printed. Let me change my ISO to auto so that it just does what it needs to do. Okay, so this is the template that 𝗓𝗓𝗡𝗓𝗧, that's the company that I'm using to print and publish my books, that they give you to put your books on. So I hired my cousin to help me design the book flaps. I made up a whole mock-up for her to use because I know what I wanted to do for the dust jacket template. So this is a template I made, a mock-up that I made in Keynote. So, and the dust jacket is just like the paper that covers a hard book, a hardcover book. People usually take it off and throw it to the side anyway. But I wanted to add a little blurb showing like all the different characters. So I have some of the lines from each character, some of my favorite lines from each character on the front flap, because I don't, you know how on some books they have like quotes from people who've endorsed the book? Well, nobody's read the book and nobody really knows me like that. Well, I have people who know me, but nobody's read the book, so I can't put quotes on the book with people raving about it. So I was like, let me put quotes from the characters. That would be so much more fun. So I hired my cousin, who's a graphic designer, to do that for me. And so she got those back to me today, and she did a wonderful job. She also did some technical things for me. The 𝗓𝗓𝗡𝗓𝗧 prints in a specific color profile called 𝗕𝗓𝗧𝗪𝗧. Ooh, I'm all zoomed in. Let me back it up. 𝗕𝗓𝗧𝗪𝗧. But the file that my illustrator sent me was in RGB, and there's a difference when you print something from that's in RGB through a 𝗕𝗓𝗧𝗪𝗧 printer. And I love the colors that she illustrated it in, so I wanted it to stay the same when it gets printed out. So my cousin converted it to a 𝗕𝗓𝗪𝗧 file for me CMYK color profile for me, and she copied the mock-up that I just showed you, and she did all this in Adobe Illustrator. So, and I think Adobe Illustrator, yeah. So yeah, and then I also had her put barcodes on it for me. So yeah, now it's been kind of stressful because I had a timeline that I wanted to follow, but I still wanted to be graceful and like patient, because my whole thing when I was hiring my book illustrator was I want to treat her with kindness and patience, because that's how God has been with me with writing this book, because this is something I felt on my heart to do for like over a decade. I started this book when I was a sophomore in high school, so I wanted to be patient with her the way God has been patient with me, and thankfully it paid off. And throughout the whole time, like, Serena has always been like thanking me for my kindness and my patience, and that's what kept me kind of like sane, was that like there was a bigger picture more than just getting my cover done. It was that like she was going through life and she didn't have to worry about me being like an angry patron demanding my stuff. So but it still was kind of stressful because I wanted it to be published by August 31st, like the end of the summer. But now that it's September, I was like, it's my birthday month. I want to have this book published on my birthday. So I have a couple weeks until then. So now that I have the official cover files with on the templates and everything, with my barcodes on them, I am going to upload them to 𝗪𝗓𝗧𝗪 and get everything done. So something else I needed to do that I didn't mention was buy my ISBNs. If you're in college, that's what is it called? Acronym is familiar. It's basically a code, a lot of numbers. Sorry if I'm stuttering. It's 1:21 in the morning. It's basically a string of numbers that identifies a book. I had to buy those so that I could get the 𝗪𝗓𝗧𝗪 templates in the first place. So right now I'm just going through the 𝗕𝗨𝗪𝗧𝗛 website and I'm adding information for my book. And something people probably don't know is that you have to have an ISBN for each version of your book. So for your hardcover, you have a separate ISBN. For your paperback books, you have a separate ISBN. For your ebook, you have a separate ISBN. It's a lot of ISBNs, okay? So so I just bought a pack of 10 ISBNs for $300. I'll talk about the total cost of self-publishing probably later, but it's been interesting. Right now I was doing research on how to publish an ebook because everything else is fine. I proofread I have so much to, I'm sorry this video is so much longer than the other ones. There's so much that's been going on since the last time I filmed for this like series. But while I was waiting on the cover to be done, I was proofreading, and I finished proofreading for the 4th time this week. Before that though, because I just remembered formatting. Man, formatting is such a tedious process. Good Lord, I had no idea formatting would be so tedious. I looked at so many YouTube videos. There are so many small details about formatting a book that you don't notice when you're just a casual reader. For example, let me just show y'all something. Did you know that anytime there's a new section in a book, say like right after a chapter, the first paragraph in a new section is not indented. Like there's no indentation. So that's something I learned during this process. There's also a typical amount of lines per page. It's just a lot. So I did that, and then I started proofreading. I finished proofreading for the 4th time this week. Word has this feature where you can have a robot read it aloud to
you. Hardcover ISBN 979A 9886.
Yeah, that. They have that feature where it'll read things aloud to you, and I proofread it just with my eyes twice, and then I used the read aloud feature twice. And when I proofread it for the 3rd time with the read aloud feature, I was like, dang, like how did I not catch all these things? Because like when it's saying something to you, if you spelled something wrong, it'll be it'll sound weird, or if you typed the wrong word, it'll sound weird. So after the 3rd time, I was like, cool, I got everything. No, I'm glad I went through a 4th time, because I still caught mistakes my 4th time around. So I'm hoping I caught everything. I'm hoping I caught everything. My goodness. That's all I'm gonna say. But I'm happy, I'm proud of it. I think right now I'm just looking up, I need to log into 𝗓𝗓𝗡𝗧𝗏 and look at what they need me to do as far as uploading the book, like what kind of PDF I need to upload it as and stuff. But I need to get, at this point, I need to order some proof copies for my book. So I'm going to order a hardcover and a paperback cover of my book, see if it prints out the way it's supposed to, and if it looks good, I'm setting my book to public for public consumption. My book will be available as an ebook, it'll be available as a hardcover, and it'll be available as a paperback. 𝗓𝗓𝗡𝗧𝗏 is a distributor as well as a printer, so they will be distributing to places like Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Target, Walmart. If those stores decide that they want to stock my book, then you can find it there. But yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. I'm going to upload my book to 𝗓𝗓𝗡𝗧𝗏 so that I can get a print copy, a proof copy sent to me. I'm praying it gets to me in a decent amount of time. I've heard people say it took forever for them to get their proof copies. I want my proof copies to get back before my birthday, which gives me like 2 weeks. So I've heard people say it took 3 weeks. Yeah, so if I can get this thing published by September at least, then I'll be happy. But I really want to get it published by my birthday, which is still toward the end of September. But I don't know, it's like a race against the clock. It is what, like 10:24 a.m. I haven't slept yet, and it's looking like I'm not going to be publishing a hardcover of my book like I wanted to, because this is what I'm gonna have to price my book at. I wanted to price my hardcover for $17.99, but if I price it at $17.99, I literally make no money. And that's how much money I make with it being $21.99. And then like for other countries, it's already at $27.99 and I'm still not making, I'm making negative $3.29 in Australia. And I just don't want to have to price my books so high just to be able to sell it. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna upload my book for print only, and I'm going to maybe order a few print copies, or like order a few hardcover copies for myself, and then like if anyone wants them, maybe sell them separately. I think that might be what ends up happening. But as far as like them being on Amazon or Barnes & Noble, I'm just gonna have it as a soft cover. Yeah, because I just don't want to charge people an arm and a leg for these. I guess I'll just make the hardcovers like special editions to everything else, I guess. Yeah. So it'll be like a special edition where like only very few people have hardcover copies, because yeah, that's very expensive.